This is Skyblock, a Minecraft world where you spawn over the void on a small island with one chest and one tree. But this world is a little different. It is completely the Pale Oak Garden. And it's here where I have to survive and build out my amazing home. But at least I am not alone. And I'm back in the sky, and this time the whole world is a single biome, a pale oak garden. And while... Ooh, seeds, nice. And while I start chopping down this tree and flatten out this area, I want to go over the ground rules of this playthrough. So first off, we're obviously in hardcore, so if I die this series, this world is over and I'll have to restart. The second thing is, and this is a self-imposed rule, is that I am not allowed to break the Creaking heart or deactivate it unless I am moving it with Silk Touch. So first things first, I need to flatten out this area so I have a little bit more room to work with. Also flatten it out so I've got room so I can catch the saplings. Of course, making sure that the grass spreads, although it's not as important in this biome because no passive mobs are actually going to be able to spawn. But I think it's time we start taking down this tree because I am on a clock. The Creaking is going to spawn any minute now, and I don't want... Oh, okay. So the Creaking heart is right there. I'm not actually allowed to break that block. The other thing to note is that if I don't get 4 saplings, this run is basically done, and I will probably have to recreate the world. Which, I don't know if I'm going to show it in the video. This is world number 2, because the first time I did not get the 4 saplings. Okay, we got 1. 2. Okay, looking much better than last time. And I know some people are going to say that if I let them naturally decay, the odds of getting saplings are better. That is a myth. The odds are the same whether if I break it or not. We have 4. Now let's see if we can get lucky and get more than 4. Yes, that's huge, huge. 8 saplings. Okay, I'll let the rest of them naturally decay, but let's continue to tear down this tree so we can start building out my new Sky Island home. All right, the Creaking is gonna spawn any minute now. The moon is starting to come up. That means night is about to begin. And we're gonna have our first night with our friend, the Creaking. So while I actually wait, oh, he's here. Okay. I think I am safe where I'm at. Let's just test it. Yeah, I'm safe. He can't get up to me. All right, so this first night is going to be a lot of very boring footage because I can't really do much. Although I can constantly just hit this guy and get resin. Hey, buddy. Yeah, you can't reach me, huh? So part of the reason why I wanted to do this series is the Creaking is actually my favorite mob in Minecraft. And as scary as he can be, I think he's just a little softy. I mean, he's just trying to protect his garden and his biome, so his intentions aren't necessarily bad. This guy, I think, he needs a name. So let me know if you have suggestions in the comments below, because we are going to be really good friends by the end of this episode and the end of this series. And there he goes. Goodbye, my friend. Until another 10 in-game minutes, we'll see you soon. So next, we need to clear out the rest of this trees. We've got a bunch of resin, which is really nice. I think I'm going to use the resin in the cobblestone generator. And let's hopefully not screw up the cobblestone generator. All right, let's make sure I don't screw this up. So my plan is to use some resin blocks on the lava side of the cobblestone generator, and then let's just use some moss temporarily on the other side. So I need a place where I can put the water, and then a place where I can put the lava, so we encase it completely around so the lava doesn't flow and burn me or anything else. Also making sure I have enough room for the lava to flow so I don't accidentally turn it into obsidian. Now what we should have to do, if we put ice here, and break it, and then lava here. So the thing that a lot of people screw up, myself included many times, is they let the water hit the lava source. And as long as you don't let the lava hit the water source, you should be in business. All right, let's make a pickaxe. And we've got a working cobblestone generator. So now I just get to sit here and break cobble for a while. I'm forgetting something. I should probably plant the pale oak so they grow while we're waiting. So night is quickly approaching, so I am thinking I need to create a safe space for me to mine cobble in case the creaking spawn when I'm not paying attention. So I figured I'd surround myself with fences and then a fence gate so I can get in and out. I could also make the surrounding area 2 blocks high. The creaking can't go over a 1 block jump. So I should be good here unless, of course, the creaking spawns inside my little area, which is a possibility. All right, night 2 is fast approaching. I'm a little nervous that the creaking is going to spawn in a not so great place. So hopefully I don't get unlucky and have a creaking spawn in my face. Okay. I'm good. Hey, buddy. Yeah, we can just be friends now. Oh. Ow. That really hurt. Alright, gotta be careful. He can reach through the fence, apparently. Oh, the moon is going down. That means I have to say goodbye, buddy. We'll see you later. Okay, while it's daytime, I think it'd be a great opportunity to expand out this island a little bit so I have a little bit more space to do stuff. The goal for this first episode is to just kind of get my bearings, expand out the island, and create a home with the blocks available, which isn't that many. So it may take a little bit to get something that looks decent. The thing that I hopefully can get going in this episode is getting some food because my saturation's already low and I don't want to die from hunger. That would be terrible. Night definitely comes fast in this world, that's for sure. The good thing, the creakings don't charge while you're looking at them, or else I probably would be dead. Oh, where are you going? Oh. That literally just scared the crap out of me. Let's block off here. Let's not use wood, because that's probably going to catch on fire. I guess my expansion gave the creaking a way up to get to me, which this is literally horror movie vibes right now. This thing is finding weird and funky ways to get to me that I did not anticipate. So I think if I place one more block, I should be safe. And after recreating my safety hole, I decided it'd be a good idea to gather some more resin throughout the night. So I made myself a little platform and continually smacked the creaking to gather the resin clumps until my friend despawned once again. So I'm starting to get a little bit nervous about my hunger. This wheat is taking forever to grow and my hunger is slowly disappearing. And unfortunately, this wandering trader didn't have anything to help me either. But I do have a plan to speed up the growth of my wheat. So there's 2 things that I need to do. First, I need to expand my platform even more. This way I have a little bit more space to create an area where I can generate moss. I'm also smelting some cobblestone to turn it into stone. That way I can turn that stone by using bone meal on a pale moss block, making more pale moss, which hopefully will generate and eventually give me infinite bone meal. That way, I don't have to worry about my food anymore. If I have infinite bone meal, then I have infinite food, and then I have a way to restore my health and my saturation. At this point, I have a full stack of stone, which is huge. Now let's just try to get some bone meal, hopefully. Making sure, of course, that I keep 1 pale moss block so I don't lose the ability of recreating more pale moss. Oh, dang. I need something else, don't I? This hurts, but I'm going to use saplings to get the one bone meal I need. Okay, good. I got the bone meal. Next, I started using a lot of the cobblestone, turning them into slabs so I can expand out my island a little bit more. This way I have space for my very manual bone meal farm. At this point, I'm only expanding out 1/4 of the next expansion to the island, which will set up a pattern for the overall first bigger expansion to the island, where the opposite corner I plan to also use cobblestone. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. No. I don't know if the Creaking Heart can burn, but if it does burn, then I'm counting this run as invalid because then the Creaking Heart gets destroyed. So let's see if we can stop this fire. Okay, so if I cut down the tree and get up there and maybe stop the fire, I don't want to take damage though. I guess the fence posts that I put spread fire up into the tree. This is not good. This is not good. I need to act quick. This, if anything, if I could stop it, it's still a huge setback. Oh my goodness, and the fire spread close to the Creaking Heart, so I don't know if they can burn. This is so bad. Broke my axe too. Come on, this is so bad. Luckily, the Creaking Heart did not burn, so we can keep going. So I want to start my moss farm now. So moss grows in a 7x7 area. So let's build out a little area of stone here. And then we would place a moss block in the center of that. And then if we bone meal that moss block, it should give us a lot more moss, which then I'll have to collect manually, which is a little slow, but this is Skyblock. And then we can convert the moss into bone meal, and this way I can use the bone meal to grow wheat much faster, which will in turn allow me to expand the farm, so eventually I don't need the bone meal farm to get food. But with that wheat, I now have 3, and I can have the first piece of food in this playthrough. So I have an experiment I want to do. I don't know if these can naturally grow on moss. So let's grab some moss here and plant these saplings on the moss, and maybe I can grow trees on moss, which if I can, that's going to be huge. But I guess I'll see. So next, I want to expand out the opposite corner using cobblestone. This way I can have potentially more space to grow trees if the moss trick works, as well as an area where eventually I can make a fishing hole. Oh, heck yes. While I finish filling out this area, I just want to say it is huge. That tree in the background grew on moss, which means I can expand out and keep trees away from lava. Things are feeling good in this playthrough so far. In this first episode, I'm hoping that I can expand this island a little bit more. And if we hop into free cam, let me kind of explain what my plans are here. So for my first initial expansion, I'm thinking about doing kind of like a yin-yang type thing. So I've got the 2/4 of the larger circle filled with cobblestone, and then the other 2 sides I'm planning to fill with the white pale oak. Oh, we got some more wheat. Huge. I think I should be able to get my saturation all the way up and my heart's full off this. Oh yeah. That feels good. So I've been designing a little base, which I'm gonna put over here, a starter house, not a base necessarily, but I need resin. And one of the problems that I need to solve, and I don't have much time, so let's see if I can do it quickly here. I need to have a solid block above my head because phantoms are going to spawn at night now. That way I can collect resin throughout the night, and this way I can get the materials I need for my starter house. All right, so I think as long as I stay underneath these blocks, I should be good and not have phantom spawn next to me. Now the only other challenge is getting the creaking close enough where I can actually hit it. So I don't know the best way to get its attention, honestly. I guess just get lucky and have it wander over to me, and maybe it can get up to here. Hey buddy. There we go, now you see me. Perfect. Now I can spend the rest of the night, and I'll make this a little bit more permanent for the next couple nights. I should have enough resin for the base that I'm planning to build. All right, the sun is coming up soon. And there the creaking goes. So I got in one night a stack and almost a half a stack. And so I need, for my calculations from the design that I've come up with, I need about another stack and a little bit more of resin clumps. So it should only take me one more night to get what I need. So one thing to note in this world is I am going to be able to get other tree types. It's just going to take a little bit of work. So with the latest update, the Wandering Trader actually isn't bad. So I've got mini blocks on, but I also could trade a hay bale to get an emerald. And then once I get enough emeralds, I can get stuff like mangrove propagules or other potentially saplings. So I can get other wood types later on and other logs and whatnot for emeralds. But I need to get a lot more wheat. I also could have potentially traded water bottles as a potential, which I can get once I have a mob farm. Okay, so I think just one more night of collecting resin and I should be in good shape and have the resin I need for my starter home. So let's do that, and then we'll get to building in just a little bit. So I'm in a little bit of a pickle right now. See, it's daytime right now, so the creaking despawned, but I moved from out of a solid block a little too early, and phantoms spawned in. And since it's raining, they're not burning, and I am not in any shape or form or want to risk fighting these phantoms right now. So I guess we just wait out and wait for the rain to stop or wait for them to despawn. I don't know which one will happen first. Okay, good. They are finally burning up and I can get to work on the next bit that I need instead of just mining cobblestone. So all the materials are gathered for my starter house in this Skyblock world. So I think it's time we cue that time-lapse music. Alright, so we have our starter home, which I think turns out pretty good, all things considered. The biggest challenge in Skyblock is the limited resources and the limited blocks that you have to create an interesting house. So I took that challenge to heart, and I think I did a pretty good job, not to stroke my ego too much, but it's a really simple shape overall. One thing that I wanted to make sure I could use is the functional blocks like barrels and composters, which I just realized I still have a resource pack on. So let me turn that off really quick. Much better. That looks a ton better. So the composters and the barrels, they can add some accent colors. So it's not just the gray and the white from cobblestone and the gray from the pale oak logs. And then I built this interesting looking resin chimney off the top. Put a campfire up there. Nothing too crazy, pretty simple. And then I broke up the roof with some pale moss itself. Now the inside, I haven't done much in here yet, but the floor is made up of chiseled bookshelves. This way the floor is a complete different color to the other blocks. Not necessarily the best floor ever, but again, this is Skyblock, so I'm working with what I have and what I can craft. But overall, I think this turned out pretty good for being stuck in a pale oak garden Skyblock island. So I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below if you had any other ideas or ways I could make this even more interesting. But yeah, I think this is where I'm going to call it for my first episode on this Skyblock island. So we did quite a bit. We established our little island expansion. We built a starter home. We experimented with moss, which turns out we can grow trees on moss. The next things I want to do is fill out the center area with moss completely. Maybe move the cobblestone generator at some point, but it's not a terrible spot. And do a little bit of an interior for the starter house. I also want to build a mob farm. This way I can get a bed so I can sleep, so I can work at night, so phantoms don't spawn. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that sub button. because I'm still a fairly small YouTuber and I have a goal of hitting 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year, and we're just over 300 away. So any subscriber is going to help. And those who do subscribe, you will be joining what I'm calling the Legion of Valor, which is a group of fans that are inspired to not only play, but to craft legends. And I just want to say thank you for watching. I love you to death, and I will catch you in the next episode.